How's everyone doing?
That's right.
Okay. Trish, that was fantastic.
Thank you.
Excellent speech for the first time. It was awesome.
Thank you.
I know I see a lot of new faces, so a lot of you guys haven't seen the first 4 parts of what I'll be speaking about today, but to give you a quick refresher, well, I've coined something called the Great Pyramid of Personal Growth, using a pyramid as a structure because it's one of the strongest structures that have been standing since the test of time. Now, I'm not going to go into full-blown about the whole pyramid, but just to give you an idea of what the structure looks like, you will basically have to start with a foundation, which is your awareness. Okay? If you're not aware of something, you don't know anything about it. I used this example last time. Did anyone really notice this today? No, because you weren't aware it was there. But now, if I say point to the camera on top of the TV, you'll know where it is. You have to be aware of something. Okay, so that's number 1. No matter what you're trying to change in life, you have to be aware of it. Okay. Number 2 is, what are you focusing on? What are you paying attention to? You know, if I have my hand back here in a fist and I'm telling you, look at this over here, and you see 2, okay, you're not going to be paying attention to this. You're going to be focusing on this. So I tell you, how many fingers am I holding up my left hand? You're paying attention to my right hand. You're not going to know what I'm holding up my left hand. Okay, so it's about what you're focusing on. So if you're focusing on all negative, that's what you're going to get, and that's what your mind is going to start creating things to prove your mind right, basically. Okay, the next part is your language, and not English or Spanish or whatever language, but the language you're saying to yourself. Are you saying good things about yourself? Are you going into a situation saying, I hope I don't mess up? Or are you saying, I got this, I've been doing this 100 times? Like coming up to speaking for the first time, or even just now. Are you going up saying, oh my God, did I remember everything? Did I do everything? Oh, I hope I don't mess up. Or are you saying, hey, listen, I've done this, I'm good, let's just relax. So it's about what you're saying to yourself. Okay, and then the third part, I should say, the third part of the pyramid is your posture. You know, if I come up here like this, hey guys, all right, this is the Great Pyramid of Personal Growth. It's very exciting, you're gonna change your life. What's this guy talking about? Okay, but if you come up here, excited, your confidence, you're sucking in your gut, you're feeling confident, there's a big difference. You know, you shake someone's hand and you go, or you shake it with confidence. It's a big difference. So it's a matter of your posture. So now, what I'd like to do is get into the final side of the pyramid. Now, you ever hear the expression growing up, mind your P's and Q's? Okay, that basically means mind your manners, mind your language, you know, basically do the right thing, right? But me, I like to say mind your PEQs. And your PEQs are your performance enhancing questions. Okay? The questions that you ask yourself in your life, no matter what you're doing, if you're doing a project, if you're working on, you know, a project for work or home, school, or even with your kids, your relatives, the questions you ask yourself are the things that are going to shape the way you move forward. Now, the reason why I've used this as the last side of the pyramid is because all the things leading up to it, your awareness, your language, your posture, your focus, all these things craft the questions that you're going to ask yourself. You know, anyone here have heard of Tony Robbins, I'm sure, right? Okay, Tony Robbins said, your questions are your life. Now, I have a quote, I didn't want to forget it, and he said, successful people ask better questions, and as a result, they get better answers. You know, if you ask yourself a question, you know, say you're trying to lose weight. Oh man, why can't I lose weight? Well, your mind is going to try and create an answer. Now, your mind doesn't want to make you look silly. It doesn't want you to be wrong. Just like your body. You know, if your muscles aren't properly stretched or your muscles aren't properly in shape, and you're trying to, say, pick this up off the floor, like off the chair. Now, your body's supposed to bend the right way and grab it and pick it up. But if your body can't do that, what happens is it starts to make a compensation. So now, you'll still be able to do it. Your body's like, I have to get this. You'll still be able to do it, but you're going to have compensation. So you'll stretch the different muscle. And over time, for your body, it'll create a compensation and an imbalance in your muscles. So you have 2 sides of muscles on each side of your joint, so to speak, and one side will be pulling and the other one will be elongated. Now, normally they're supposed to be even. Your mind works the same way. So if you are asking yourself a question, your mind doesn't want you to be wrong. So it's going to try to answer the question to prove you right. So if you say, oh, I'm so fat, why can't I lose this weight? Your mind's going to say, because you're a fat pig. Because all you're doing is eating the junk food. Because that's who you are. But if you change the question and say, how can I lose the weight? What can I do? What's the next step I could take right now to change the way my body is and the way I feel about myself? Because the way you feel about yourself changes everything. But again, it comes back to building that pyramid properly and setting yourself up to ask the proper questions. You know, and the thing is, most people don't pay attention to the questions. Why? Because they're already set. They're already set up based on what you've done previously. Does it make sense? I mean, it makes sense, right? Because you're not aware of something, so you don't focus on the right things. and you don't speak properly to yourself, and not just to yourself, but to others as well. How you interact with people is how you're going to feel. You don't feel good about yourself. It's not going the way you want. So then what happens? Your posture goes down, and you don't feel good about yourself. And then that leads to the questions, oh, why can't I get that promotion? Why is that person always trying to screw me over at work, right? And these are the things that happen. But you don't pay attention to them because you don't know they exist, because we didn't start from the foundation of it. All right, so the biggest thing that I can stress to you is that the questions that you ask yourself can change your life, but you have to build upon what you've done already. And that starts with your awareness and all these things that you're doing. Now, there's a great quote I just found out by a gentleman by the name of Voltaire. I'm sure you guys have all heard of him as well. He says, you judge a man by his questions rather than his answers. Anybody can give you an answer you want to hear. But the question that you ask yourself to get there is what's important. Anyone can say, oh, can tell you what you want to hear. You ask a question, they'll give you an answer, just to either, not have to deal with it or get you aside. But don't worry about the questions that other people ask. Worry about your own questions. So, in closing, I'd just like to tell you guys, make sure you're aware of the questions you're asking yourself. And next week is going to be part 6, and what we're going to do is the final internal structure of the pyramid is what we call PEDs, and we'll get into that next week. But thank you very much.